My mum was a market trader, and my grandmother, over that. There she is there on the right at the back. Tess Ryan. How do you know?
Our brother was in the market with her.
Okay. Memories. I'm going to go and ask anybody here that has memories. I have lots of memories in the Ivy market. I was, I suppose, reluctantly when you're kind of young, you're being dragged in there, and then you start to adapt and you start to enjoy it. The characters that were in the market. I used to go in on a Saturday with my mum, during the week as well. Sometimes if I mixed off school, she'd say, "Come on," I'd get a day off. I have an excuse to go in and help her. But there was so many characters in there. It was like a community. If you made your Holy Communion, you weren't brought to your relatives, you were brought into the Ivy market. And you'd go around all the dealers. I know they call them traders now, but we knew them as dealers. You were brought around and you were stripped. You were examined from underneath, from top to bottom, to see what you had. They'd hansel you. You'd end up coming home with a bag of silver. Of course, it went to your mum because she paid for your dress. She'd give you back a few quid. Sarah Kate, yeah, was on the side. Jimmy Canal, we come in the side door, we walk down. Everybody looked after each other. It was just a huge presence. The wine of the Ivy Hostel was at the back of the market. They used to come in. And the proof of people were even that they all helped each other. They dressed the winos, they would give them fresh clothes, and they'd send them on their way. And everybody just looked after one another. I have memories of the wash house, vague memories of the big dryers and big rubber aprons, and they went in and they paid so much for the hot water. My mother used to go in on a Monday, the market didn't open on a Monday. And they'd have to, they do their washing. She used to do her mother's washing as well. My grandmother was in there. But you see some of the photographs there. The second one is the next photograph after that one. Yeah. We never went in that door. This was like kind of near the end of the market. Yeah. That was actually a very sad day. You've Charlie, you've Kathleen, you've two Kathleen's there, you've Josie, you've Mary's, you've Ida, you've Marie at the back there that was part of. There was Rita, there was Tess, and my sister Sonia there at the end. My mum used to be home really upset when it was coming near the end of the market. It was just a sad time, the characters that there were. But on a Saturday in there, when the market was buzzing, you couldn't get it down the aisles because of the characters that were there. And us as kids, we were with my mum or whatever, she'd be giving out, she'd be trying to sell stock to her. You know, someone coming in to buy a bit of stuff off her, and she'd say, you're in my way, I'm trying to. You know, people used to come from the country to buy off. Everyone had their own people that would come. There was people used to come from Tipperary. Where did Mrs. Dalton come from? Tullamore. She'd come up on a Monday and they'd, what? Westport. They'd come from everywhere, you know, because, and they'd sell to them and then they'd resell. And they probably resold again. It just gets moved around. To this day, it's coming back now. I do markets now as well. We go on to the next one. That's my grandmother. There on the left. It's not a great photograph. And then you have that's Mary Sweeney. They were good friends in the market. That would have been going back to. No, that would be more, probably young photograph of my mum. So she was probably in her 60s there. This will just show you the way you were brought in as your communion. That's my auntie Monica up there. She sold in candles, so she sold vegetables. That's my cousin Donna in her communion outfit with my mum. That just shows you where you were brought on your communion day. I'm in the top corner, you can barely see me there, it's just a really old photograph. But it just tells you the characters that were in there. There she is at her stall. She had a box of toys. She sold a lot of men's suits. She'd get them all cleaned in Marlowe's at the end of George's Street. And someone would have to go and collect them. But she'd give them toys with their suits. You know, you go on to the next one. There you can see the lovely structure. That's in the middle. We kind of come on a bit there. You can see where they had rails, because years ago with boxes, what you did was you emptied the box and you shown them the clothes or whatever, and you throw them into the other box. Where you can see where they come on a bit where we had rails. But it's the structure, you can see the building. Like a beautiful, beautiful building that was. Now we come on to Ida. Ida, another character in the Ivy Market all her life. Rana Lourdes Fund has brought, I'd say, thousands of people to Lourdes. Thousands. To this day, it's still going. Our David is in Lourdes at the moment, and they still bring people. And I took my mum with Ida a few years ago. And what an amazing trip we had at Lourdes. And Ida would fundraise for one of these big candles, and it would burn all year. It would burn all year, and she'd go back again in May and buy another candle, and it would burn all year for all the people that have supported, you know, over the years. But Ida was an amazing. Look, all the holy pictures around her. And I don't know who these chaps are, but you know, it just tells you the characters that were in the market, you know. That's my mum again, just sitting on her stall in her ladder here. We go to the next one. Ida sold sweets. You'd go over to Ida, and all the kids went into her after school, and you'd get sweets off her. She sold it. I don't know how much, I can't remember the price of a bag of sweets was, but she always looked after you. That's another photograph taken at the end, where it was such a sad day. A really sad day for the characters. But I'd like to ask anybody, has any memories? Would they like to get up? And any kind of memory. I'm sure you have memories. Get up, because look, the two of you are down blonde hair, and you looked at the same age, and I remember you coming in with long blonde hair down to there. You go on your holiday with your mammy, and she'd be shopping, buying stuff.
We go on the holiday with Mommy, and we put out in the sun because the dealers wouldn't know we were away if we came back without a time. That was very important, very important. And I remember when my mother passed away, and all her friends in Market came to Max's funeral home, and they did decade rosary, and I would have saying, "Don't worry, Sarah, it's happening. We look after her, standing for you." And that was very, very good. They were great women. They stood by one another with the pen, and Caroline, my sister, still has my mother's pocket. As the pocket that you put your hand in.
That's right, there was a zip.
Yeah.
And then they got more modern at the time I down they wore a bib.
Yeah.
But originally they
It was
all
the
had
pocket. Their
toppers.
pocket.
And one was zipped for the notes, and then the chain was in the other one. And that was rolled up into a ball and put away. So yeah.
And so they went and they bought most of their stock in either 29 or 27. 27.
27.
And Osmond House or 65. before.
That's right.
And
That's right.
each dealer had their own, like my mother was men's clothes, your mother was men's clothes, someone else was children's clothes. So when they went to the auctions,
Nobody
if
brought-
another dealer put up and bid on your suits and you were really children's clothes, there'd be war in the market on the Tuesday. There'd be
But
war.
most of the time they worked it out themselves because the auctioneer let them and they grab them.
That's right.
They won the stock.
The importing
That's
didn't,
right.
didn't like children coming.
No, he didn't. And I always knew that the importance, you still had to go.
That's
He
right.
always
That's
we
because
were
no
no
visitors.
visitors.
Yes.
You were brought to the auction.
Yeah.
And those auctions were organised by Vincent Paul.
That's right.
And Vincent Paul, because people used to give to Vincent Paul before they had any of the shop, people would go and all that stuff would be auctioned off, brought into the aisle. We'd be selling and distributing. You'd have people coming in buying vintage when like Harlequin at the back of vintage from the market. We all still have stuff from the market. But the vintage, when vintage started to become trendy, they all used to win there. Like Susan from Harlequin, her children and her grandchildren are selling at markets now. And she used to buy off my market.
But they were the best salesmen.
The best.
Best. So the men would come in, and my mother's line was, young man, come here, I want you. And the young man, no matter what age he was,
Could be 70.
he was still called young man. And, you know, they put on the jacket. My mother would hold the jacket at the back and say, that fits you, that fits you perfectly. Great salesman. And great
They were
men.
amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.